Hi, welcome to my series of tutorials on using ScoutsTracker. This fifth tutorial covers setting up an event and managing the requirements completed during the event. Let's just start with adding a planned meeting where we will do a craft, building a toy out of wood and recycled cardboard. So, let's go to the schedule. This by default shows a calendar view. You can see I've already added one regular meeting. We'll get back to that in a moment. Clicking on a date will open up a new event. You can also click Add in the top right corner. But be sure to set the correct date. If I click the 8th, it starts the process off. At this point, you can choose what type of event it is. I'm going to go back because I want to set up my second meeting on Mondays. I'll click on the 14th to set it up. Because I have a regular meeting already set on Monday the 7th, ScoutsTracker assumes I'm creating another meeting and sets the event type for me. I can change it if I want to. It also sets the location to the same place, as well as the start and end times. I will set the title of the meeting here. Remember that this title is intended to be visible to cubs and their parents. Next, I'm going to fill in the description. As well, you can fill in Scouter's notes below that aren't visible to cubs or parents. Alright, we've got the description down. Now let's click on Related Requirements. This is where you can set badge requirements that will be worked on during the event. Wow, what a large list this is. I'm never going to find what I'm looking for. But there's a handy filter box at the top. This just might save my sanity. Alright, so we're going to be working on carpentry during the meeting, and I can see it wants carpenter instead of carpentry. So there we go, it has found the carpenter badge. I'm going to click on that, and we worked on proper and safe use of tools, and we talked about how to take care of basic tools, and finally we used some tools to construct a project. We also brought in recycled cardboard. And so this time it's found a few badges. I'm going to click on Family Helper, and you can see it's highlighted the word that I filtered with. Nothing here matches what I'm looking for, so I'm going to move on to the Handicraft badge. That one applies. That one too. Alright, we're all done. And finally the recycling badge. We're reusing cardboard for this project, so we'll check off number 1. Okay, we're done setting up the related requirements that we're going to work on for this meeting. Additionally, you can configure what Canadian Path program areas are covered. This meeting sounds like creative expression to me, as we're letting the cubs come up with their own designs and decorations. Alright, we're all done, so I'm going to click Save. Over here I can send an email about this event. I'm going to click Add Everyone. The subject is filled in with the meeting subject line already. Alright, once that's done, I would click Send. And we're back at the calendar. We've configured the event, but that hasn't awarded any completed requirements to the Cubs yet, because we haven't actually had the meeting yet. So let's say that we've finished our space exploration meeting. You can see that it needs to be finalized with this little yellow icon. Click on the event and select Cub Attendees. All the Cubs showed up for this meeting, so I'm just going to click All. A pop-up appears indicating that the event needs to be finalized to give appropriate credit. You can also click on Scouter Attendees and mark off who was present at the meeting. I think Hagrid was looking after some hippogriffs or something. Down here we see the finalized item. I'm going to click on Give Credit. I'm going to click on All to award the completed requirements to all of the Cubs who attended the meeting. And save. After that, I'm going to click Finalized and say Yes. And we're done. Now, if I check individual Cubs, such as Neville, and click on the badges, I can scroll down and see that they've got some of the requirements checked off for their space exploration badge. What if you realize after the fact that you missed a requirement? Well, we can go back to the event and edit it. I'm going to click on Modify for the plan and then click on Related Requirements. I'll use the filter bar to save me some time, and I'll check off Make a drawing or model of a satellite. And I will click Save. The event needs to be re-finalized to give the Cubs appropriate credit for their participation. Okay, so I'll click Give Credit again. Requirement number 2, make a drawing or model of a satellite, is now awarded to all the Cubs present at the meeting. I'll hit Save and hit Finalize again. Alright, all the Cubs have been updated. You might have noticed a funny badge requirement checkbox with a little plus in the corner. Let me find it here on our toy building night. There it is. This requirement reads, make 2 useful or decorative articles from wool, leather, string, or other suitable material. The plus icon means that if I check this off, it counts for 1 of the useful or decorative articles. So to complete the requirement, we would have to have another event with the same requirement checked off there as well. So what about setting up an event other than a planned meeting? Let's set up a camp. It's really not that different. We'll start at the schedule and add an event by clicking on the start date. Set the type of event. We'll say it's a winter camp, and the number of nights. The details show it's a winter camp for 2 nights. I can click there if I need to change anything. I'll set the name and the location. You can see the start date there, visibility, contacts, and just like a regular meeting, we will go ahead and set the program areas now. That applies, and we're going to do an art program while we're there, so this applies too. You can also set the related requirements. You'll see that because it's a winter camp, that a number of requirements have already been added. For example, the Canadian Camper Award. That applies. And a whole bunch of Canadian Path camping skills have been added. We'll take a look at a couple of them. I have spent 1 night at camp. Well, that definitely applies. Not all of these apply. We're going to be staying indoors for this camp. So if I click on this, it shows I have spent 2 nights in a tent at camp. Well, we're not tenting, so I'm going to uncheck that. And I can go through the rest of the badges as well. Same as with a meeting event, I can go ahead and search for specific requirements. We're going to do an orienteering event. So I type in my filter and I have lots of different requirements to choose from. There's one right there. Show how to use a compass. So once I've gotten all my requirements sorted out, I can go back to the event. And I'm going to fill in the description. You might want to attach a map of the location or maybe a duty roster or whatever else you feel is appropriate. Here you can enable signups. This will allow you to track who is coming to camp, and you can track fee payments too. So I'm going to enable signups, and I'm going to allow guests to sign up. And then down here I'm going to set email notifications, and I'll just check off everybody. I'm not sure why I'm there twice. And we'll set the deadline for signups as 2 weeks from today. I can set the fee for the event and the fee for scouters and guests, and a fee for any program related portion. Now when I go back to the signups and payments page, I can see a table which shows who has signed up so far. Alright, we're done. Click Save. At this point I would click Send Email so that I can announce the camp to everyone. I can insert a link to this event by clicking this button here. That will allow the Cubs to find it quickly and then sign up. And then click Send. Alright, so we're done. If we click on the schedule, you can see our camp is now listed in the right place. And that's that. We're done. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.